Hello, hello, and blessed new moon in Cancer, my patrons, my humans, my heroes, my angels, my witches, my immortals, gods, goddesses on patreon.com/circle. I gotta say it every time, you know, I gotta. And eventually the rest of the world when I release this to YouTube and Facebook, etc. Let's do this. It's been a day, it's been a week, it's been a month, a year, a decade, a life. That's gotten us where we are, and really, really honored and feeling really good about the spell we are about to do. So settle in whenever you are watching this, whether you're watching this at the time of the new moon in Cancer, or later. May this be a blessing upon you whenever you watch it, because this is a timeless spell we are about to do. Particularly, it is a spell that, a home of hope spell. And it's not about the physical location you live in, or used to live in, or want to live in. This is a different deal, kind of, sort of. A different take on it. Not at all what I was prepared to do magically for this. I was going to go for indirect manifestation, cardinal water, using emotions as a gauge to, you know, shifting quantum timelines and stuff like that. And no, this is what came through. So if you are new to the channel, if you're watching this on YouTube later, there is a standard little format that I do with these. If you check the other Sabbats, new moons, and full moons, that I do a little magic for the world to share some spells and whatnot. You'll kind of get the process that I go through as a mystical artist. Oh, and in case you haven't heard, I am your host for this Magick, Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Production since 1998, author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch, available on Kindle, link in the description box, unless you're God Goddess on my Patreon or an angel, then I think you get that as part of your benefits, the ebook. And dedication is to my mom, a Cancerian sun sign, so very much getting ready for her birthday coming up in July, and creator on Patreon, patreon.com/drawing the circle, the Archangel of Lyons, Angelo Lyons, but you can call me Mal. You gotta do it. you gotta trust me. If you're ever in my situation, you'll see why you gotta do it. So what we usually do here is I have an outline on my cell phone, lovely Google Doc, which my patrons and my Facebook friends on the Angelo Lyons Mal for short Facebook group got an unlisted link to look at. So that's another good way to kind of get access to this stuff before everybody else. So I'm just going to run through the outline quickly so there are no surprises. I'm not big on surprises. I'm a Virgo. I like to know what's going to happen. I at least like to know what's on the menu. And then the divine throws in the sugar and spice and hopefully everything nice as we go. Welcome. We're going to do an opening prayer and a statement of purpose, which we'll do in a minute. We're gonna talk a little bit about the new moon in Cancer, about cardinal water, you know, the whole Cancerian fourth house thing, the dynamic of home, not just house, home. We're going to talk about the Mother Grace of Hope, which is a whole conversation. We'll get there, and how that is connected to this. Briefly, the tools are rather minimal. You could really use anything. I'm going to be using a piece of selenite and some oil, some essential oil, some lotus oil, actually. And apparently my cat, Melchior, is going to be sitting in with us on and off. A little hard to see, black cat on a black chair, but if, you know, you're used to him, I am. I love him. Hey, Snuggle Bunny, you lay down for Mama while she works? Yeah. Good boys. They're so good. They're so good. My Taurus. Head bonk. Yeah, so we'll talk about that when we get there. Then the actual magical working itself. I'm going to charge up the altar in what's called an altar devotion, a devoting energy to the altar just to kind of brighten it up a little bit, cleanse and consecrate what I'm calling my hope stone, which I am using a little piece of slab selenite that broke off from a larger piece that I have. I don't throw away selenite. No need to. Yep, going to anoint it with the same oil that I'm going to do the altar candle for. And then we are going to do the actual Home of Hope spell itself, which I have written here in my big red book. I have a little red book and a big red book. It's in the big red book. So I won't have to look at my phone while I am doing it. Yeah, and I'll read you that before we do it, unless you already read it, in which case, bully for you. So, let's go back to the beginning of our outline, said the Virgo with the Pisces moon and the Leo rising. The opening prayer and a statement of purpose, just a little prayer meditation thing to get us a little centered. I'm literally, doing something a little different this time. I'm actually doing my personal magic for this recording. Usually I'll do, a demonstration, like I put out on the internet. Then I'll do my own personal magic, or I'll do my own personal magic first and then redo it. This just felt like come from the heart, be authentic, be clear. This time around, this is the way I'm going to do it. So we're going to be doing this together whenever you watch this timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly, quantum, all that jazz. So just take a minute, take a breath. Close your eyes if you like. If you are going to close your eyes, just make sure that your surroundings are safe, that if you have candles lit, that if you fall asleep, they're not an issue. And relax. I'm going to probably put up some music and a picture for this, knowing me. My style of video production, which is slowly evolving. So take a moment to just check in with your physical body, right? Just your body is the home of your soul and your personality and your ego and your spirit and all of that, but to just check in, right? Home base, right? You check your chakras if you like. Make sure your root chakra is nice and comfortable. Scan yourself. I usually start at the top of my head and just work my way down. A little isolation movement there, a little neck roll, a little shoulder shrug. Letting the shoulders relax. All the way down the body, allowing my lower back to really feel the support of the cushion behind me. All the way down my feet. And just to relax. So that now we can focus on the breath. And just breathe. No affirmations, no mantra, no counting the number of beats or anything like that. Just breathe. You might need to clear your throat or cough as you go. That's okay. Just to breathe into the present moment. Just to focus on the breath. Feel the breath move through you. Listen to the inhale and the exhale. So we become the witness of the breath, the listener of the inhale and the exhale. Which brings us right to the present moment in a more relaxed, easy, at ease place, state of being. And it's from this place I offer this prayer. A call to our collective pantheons of the divine to surround each and every one of us experiencing this moment, live or later, to be encircled in a force field of light, containing and protecting our energies. That all that we experience here and all information that exchanges between us and all overtones of all dimensions does so clearly, clearly, and for the well-being of all. And as ever I ask on a personal note, use me. All overtones, all dimensions, all aspects of self-known and unknown. That this be the best that it can be. Do it through me. Do it for me on my behalf in fulfillment of my sacred contract. that I came in to fulfill as part of the universe's plan, which is better than anything we can conceive or imagine, but that we play our role with it anyway. It can be delayed but not prevented, so let us no longer delay, and may we be lit tonight. Touch our hearts, touch our souls, that we may be a home of the grace of hope for our well-being and for the well-being of all of life. So won't it be, and so it is. And just take a moment. If your eyes were closed, you can open them as you're ready. Wiggle fingers, wiggle toes. And we're in. Welcome. Officially, magically, spiritually, welcome. Statement of purpose. Our purpose is very simple tonight: to utilize this new moon in Cancer. That means the sun and moon are conjunct within 5 degrees of each other in the 360 degree circle of it all, of the zodiac, in order to do a spell. A spell that is about home, but that is about hope. And though I've taught and done so many Cancer moon spells for the manifesting of a home for perfect place, perfect price, perfect space, just as an example, and house blessings, which are really exorcisms, but that's a whole other conversation, right? Taught a lot of house and home magic over my life, including some house cleaning spells that have come in handy on a day-to-day basis. But tonight it's a little bit of a switch on those meanings. So let's talk about the new moon in Cancer a little bit. Cardinal water, creative water, about how our emotions are such a huge part of our experience of reality. You know, on the emotional scale, depression, horrible on one end, and joyful, blissful, you know, chakra extravaganza at the high end, and everything in between. The creativity of that's a big way that we create our reality, is by kind of dealing with the emotions that we have, right? How you can create a mood, and how you can tell what's going on energetically inside of you by how you feel. Passive manifestation is a weird word for it, which is more about feeling predominantly as often as you can in a way that is healthy and balanced without avoiding anything, you know, doing the shadow work as well in tandem with that, to put out a vibe so that you shift a timeline, right? The more love we feel, hopefully, the more of a golden timeline we're going to get. And the more we don't deal with our fear, and the fear possesses us and takes us over, however you want to look at that, the more we just automatically shift to a more leaded or toxic timeline. And there's a near infinite number, if not an infinite number, of quantum timelines going on. So this is a way that we can navigate it without having to do the math, right? Like, and 10,000 affirmations, right? Which certainly that creating of love, the opening of the heart, the emotional heart center of the heart chakra, we can then talk about the grace of hope. Now, in my book, Words of Grace, I learned about the graces from Carolyn Myss. So that's MYSS. She's a PhD, and I love saying that. One of my favorite teachers on planet Earth. And I believe a Cancer herself, pretty sure. Don't remember exactly. You know, certain things come and go as you get older. Nor is it my job to know her astrology. I'm sure it's a beautiful thing. But certainly in my book, Words of Grace, I talk about the Maiden Grace, the Mother Grace, and the Crone Grace, humility, hope, and endurance as gateway graces. And you can find videos on my YouTube channel about that very easily, actually, because I talk about them quite a bit. But since they are featured in my book, Words of Grace, as gateways, I envision the Maiden Grace, the Maiden Goddess, the Mother Goddess, and the Crone Goddess standing around me, sort of like a triquetra, holding hands around me, sharing, giving me, invoking through me these particular graces. And they are gateway graces because they open us to other graces that we don't even need to know about necessarily, but so that we can experience them as a mystical substance, as a transformative power, as the divine moving through us as us. It's a long story. Read my book, Words of Grace for a Professional Witch. You'll get the lowdown on that, as well as Entering the Castle by Carolyn Mace, as well as Defying Gravity. I always get this wrong. Defying Gravity is the Wicked song, the song from the show Wicked. Defy Gravity, I'm pretty sure, is Carolyn Mace's book on the shadow passions, the deadly sins, the graces, and the chakras and all that. So if you want some deeper information, chances are there are links in the description box if I remember to put them in. But the Mother Grace of Hope is one certainly that I have needed some help with over the past bunch of years, actually for quite a while. A lot of the things that I was hoping for in my life did not happen. I guess that wasn't what I needed. I have learned as a result that we don't get what we want. We get what we need. And we can hope as much as we want. But of course, we have had our hope, let's just say our trust, our faith, and our hope are not all exactly the same thing. Trust is sort of an action if you think about it. Like you choose to trust something or not. Trust your intuition, right? Trust that the clock on the wall is the right time, right? Things that we can put our trust in, invest our trust in, and therefore that engenders the feeling or the emotion. I'm not so sure it's a feeling as much as it's an emotion sometimes of hope, right? And then of course there's false hope, when you believe in something that may appear to be true, is not the truth. And that's part of the game here on planet Earth. Really, if you think about it, it's teaching us to trust our own inner guidance about stuff and just the information or what people say or do, right? We've all had our trust violated. We've all been betrayed in some way, shape, or form. So I know for myself, humility is my saving grace. It's in my book, Words of Grace. The first grace and last grace we talk about is the maiden grace. Humility, the prayer for that is very simple. Grant me the maiden grace of humility to know that I do not know, but that I am willing to be shown the truth. And that's, of course, when we need to know it, it comes through from the divine. Grace of humility is the shield against humiliation and the deadly sin of hubris. Yeah. The crone grace of endurance I have great respect and love for as well. Grant me the crone grace of endurance to to endure with grace and gracefully endure, drawing upon a love, a wisdom, and a power from beyond this world, meaning the divine. But the Mother Grace of Hope is one that is a bit more intimate, I guess you could say. Grant me the Mother Grace of Hope. Oh, the gateway grace of hope, that I alone do nothing, but with the divine all things are possible, and that there is a plan in play better, so much better than anything I can imagine or conceive. But may I play a role in that. The silver thread, sometimes I say the golden thread, through the labyrinth, the mysteries of life, right? So that's one we're going to be working with here, the Mother Grace of Hope. And it does open you to other graces, known and unknown. So that's the lecture part of it. I hope you enjoyed it, because now let's talk tools. Now, a grace stone, just as a touchstone. Do you need one? Absolutely not. Could you memorize the words? Sure. Do you have to? No. Just knowing that there is a grace of hope, and it's something that you can touch into and pray for, invoke, conjure, whatever words you like, as part of your mystical, magical, spiritual, creative process of anchoring that grace of hope, which is really what this spell is about. I'm using a piece of selenite, chipped off, like I said, from a piece that I have. I put all of my divination systems usually on selenite or some kind of slab crystal. Selenite is, by the way, one of the two crystals that I am aware of that do not need purification because they're purifiers. The other one is citrine, just saying. Gonna anoint that with a drop or two of lotus oil from Sun's Eye. I picked this up at the Magic Moon in Saratoga Springs last year or so. Also got a bottle of heliotrope, so that's the one I use for the sun. This is the one I use for the moon. So a lunar oil. I usually use Cunningham's Encyclopedia of Magical Herbs. Right now it's in the living room, so I'm not going to go grab it and read you all the different water herbs and oils and lunar herbs and oils. Work what works for you. But I have a long-standing history with lotus oil, and it's so pretty. And this wasn't cheap, so I doubt this is the perfume blend. Probably, I don't know if it's pure essential extract of lotus, but I'm okay with it. The symbolic value and the scent memory is enough for me personally, and I've used it now so repeatedly for full moon and new moon stuff. It's fine. So I'm just going to, those are the only two tools, aside from, of course, what I have on the table here in terms of an altar. I have an abalone shell with some white sage in it there for the element of air. I have a white candle here, which I will anoint with the same lotus oil. I've got 3 other candles on here, one for maiden, one for mother, one for crone, because it's Cancer, you know, the 3 phases, the 3 faces of the moon and the goddess. Of course, this is an element of water, but I'm using it really for the element of spirit. But I also have the Cancerian full moon holy water here as well that I will be using to bless it all and cleanse and consecrate the hope stone. And then here I have a little malachite little bowl with some finely ground myrrh resin, which is lunar element of water. Oh, and my selenite has a little crabby throne, right? It's very Mr. Krabs, like the shell pops up. So that's going to be sitting in there. And this is actually brass, which is, I think, a pretty cool magical conductor in and of itself. I believe having copper in it, connected with Venus, blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to put that right there for the moment. So yeah, those are the tools. Of course, you do you. Do you need any of this stuff? Absolutely not. I think grace works with or without tools and words. But, you know, it would be a very fast demonstration without them. And I am an artist. So we're going to do this. I'm going to devote the altar. First, we've got some preliminaries to do. Let's just put this over here for a second. And put you over there. Just going to, for example, anoint the white candle. Just a drop, and I love the dropper on this. It's not a usual essential oil drip dropper thing. It just literally lets out one tiny little thing of oil. So just a ring around the bottom, a ring around the top, a ring around the center, and then just thinking the word hope. Drawing from the top down. Oh, hope. Oh, hope. God, I hope I can feel that hope. Hope. Yeah, right, so that's in there. That's ready to roll. Well, to burn, whatever. Get in there. All right, now we'll be holding that up while it's lit. That should be interesting. We'll save this for anointing the stone, which actually, let me put it... Oh, I have a little piece of ceramic lotus thing that was part of a sushi set someone gave me, so I'm just going to put a couple of drops. Oh, 4 drops, that makes sense. 4th house, Cancer, 4 drops. So that I can actually put this aside. And before I dive into this as well, I also want to say the 5-card draws that I did for YouTube, the new moon to full moon reads, I do the 7-card for the shadow part, the waning, I do the 5-card, as you know, a lot of you, for the new moon. I have mine over there. I pulled my sun, moon, rising, and Venus sign mantras for them each. And I'm just going to say, we're not going to do them. They take too long to go through them all. I'm not doing that again, I think. But I laid all 4 of them out in order. My Leo rising, my Virgo sun, my Venus in Libra, and my Pisces moon. And I read them across, and I was like, there's my mantra for the 2-week period. So if you want, go check out the readings. And if you don't want to sit all the way through the readings, just go to the last 15 minutes. That's where that is where the last card down goes, the Kahn Healing Mantra deck. All right, so that's it. We've got magic to do. My fingers smell like lotus, and as heart-centered and as deep as this can get, I'm doing my best to deliver this with some humor as well. I'm well aware of what's going on planet Earth right now, in other words. And for my empaths out there, I think this spell is going to be a way of helping you maybe not so much take in the pain and the terror and the suffering of the world as vibrational empaths, but to beam the grace of hope out and through you. So the grace has to come through you out into the world so it heals you as it heals everybody else. All right, I think it's altar devotion time. I've done 10 billion of these. I'm sure in my entire cycle of embodiments, I've done at least that many. Our working altar devotion, cleanse, consecrate, and anoint the hope stone, and then I'll read you the spell, and then we'll do it. Shall we? Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Ignition. Here we go. O creature of air, I do cleanse and consecrate thee in the names of the mighty ones of the East, removing all negativity from you in this world and in all worlds. Blessings be upon you now. So would it be. And so it is. Chicky, here we go. O creature of fire, I do cleanse and consecrate thee in the names of the mighty ones of the South, casting out all negativity from you in this world and in all worlds. Blessings be upon you now. So might it be. Kitty, kitty, pretty kitty. Element of water. Potion witch. O creature of water, I do cleanse and consecrate thee in the names of the mighty ones of the West, casting out all negativity from you in this world and in all worlds. Blessings be upon you now. So would it be. And so it is. I've also got the mother of all with sea salt in her lap, but we're going to do it. Can we do both? Shall we? Let's try. Let's see. You've got to challenge yourself with magic. Oh, I think that works just fine. Oh, that's supposed to be a pretty picture. Breathe. O creature of earth, I do cleanse and consecrate thee in the names of the mighty ones of the North, casting out all negativity from you in this world and in all worlds. Blessings be upon you now. So would it be. So it is. And this is what this is for. Ready? Watch this. Ooh, that smells good. You brought the baby myrrh. It's a bomb. You brought the baby a bomb. Oh. A little myrrh goes a long way. Myrrh. Let's put it together. Water and earth, air and fire combine to transform and inspire. Align us with divine desire, our highest work we now require. Elements guide so that we may be on our paths, and on them stay. We ask thee now, show us the way. And what the divine desires this day. Kitties are excited. A lady high. O consort bright, illumine our work now with your light, for the well-being of all, and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. So let it be. You don't need one, but it's nice to have. You stick it in your pocket, wear it as a piece of jewelry. A grace stone, a hope stone. Not to be confused with the hope diamond. It doesn't sound like fun, that one. Okay, cleanse and consecrate, shall we? I do love a little Doug Henning. Magic, but Dad, it's smoky. I cleanse and consecrate this selenite by the power of air, removing all negativity from it in every time and place. I cleanse and consecrate this selenite by the power of fire, removing all negativity from it in every time and space. Please. This easy. I cleanse and consecrate this selenite by the power of water, removing all negativity from it in every time and place. And I cleanse and consecrate this selenite by the power of earth, removing all negativity from it in every time and place. Lotus oil. In the crab show you now. It's Goku time. I cleanse and consecrate this selenite by the power of spirit, removing all negativity from it in every time and place. And I empower and enchant this selenite that it may be a stone of the grace of hope, the mother grace of hope, that it may find a home within me and within this stone, fulfilling all of it, fulfilling its role and my role in the universe's plan, that we may invest our trust and feel the hope of the Divine Mother of all within all of life and within ourselves. Throw open the gateway grace of hope for our well-being and for the well-being of all. So let it be. So it is. He's the youngest, he's allowed. I'm the youngest in my family. They let us juggle knives. Especially after my siblings. Okay, I'm going to read you the spell. I have a little bit of a magical buzz. It's allowed. It's an occupational hazard. You learn to deal with it over the centuries. I'm going to read you the spell. Oh, we don't need this. I have it here. Forgot. Turn this off now. Digital energy for a few minutes. Just gonna move that way. I'm gonna read it through you once, and this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna read it so that you can hear it, so no surprises. Of course, you've already seen the Google Doc. Then we're gonna say it 3 times, as ever. The first time we say it, just to kind of feel the words coming out of our mouth. Second time, you put some juice into it. This is cardinal water, whatever comes up. Just allow the feeling to come up. Third time is the charm. We do it at full capacity, but that does not mean screaming necessarily, particularly because I have a family of 5 living on the other side of this wall. They're getting the vibe. They don't need me screaming at the top of my lungs at after 10:30 p.m. Eastern. So here's the spell, a home of hope spell, and let's break it down. In this time and in this place, I now draw down sacred space. Just sort of did that, but we're going to do it again. I hear my spell, great mother of all, your child I am, heed my call. The mother of all is the divine singularity, the pregnant void, the unity, that the Tao that cannot be named, because once it's named, it's no longer the Tao, like that. I just call it the mother of all. So, hear my spell, great mother of all, your child I am, heed my call. Let the grace of hope in me find home, to shine its light where'er I roam. Yeah, I went a little William Shakespeare on that. I did date him a long time ago. Woof. All different versions of him, apparently. Bacon. The grace of hope, a silver thread, to guide me where you'd have me led. And that's to the mother of all, wherever you want me to go, right? Like, find that silver thread, that lunar thread, that intuitive, feel it out, grace of hope thread. A better life, a better world, your loving plan revealed, unfurled. Now here's where the plug-in comes in. Freedom, justice, love, and worth. A blessed paradise planet Earth. Now if you want it to rhyme, you change up the words, but find something that rhymes with Earth for the end. But those are the 4 I'm working with, because those are the things that I have had my hope challenged on. Like freedom, hello, I'm not talking about it in this video, but you know what I'm talking about if you know what I'm talking about. Justice, hello, really necessary. Kind of lost a lot of hope on those 2 fronts. Love, I mean, it will keep us together, we're all one, but you know, tricky. So trying to really wanting to anchor that, and worth, right? That all of this be worth it, right? Not just a world of worth, a better life, a better world, but freedom, justice, love, and worth are the things that I feel like are the cornerstones of the things that I really want to invest my hope and my trust in. A home of hope. Now make of me as I will, so mote it be. So this is about being the home. It's not about creating a home made of hope. It's about being a home for the grace of hope. Let the grace of hope, in me find home, to shine my light where'er I roam. That means we're like walking lighthouses of the grace of hope. Play with it. It's art. So let's do it. Mr. Krabs. Got my stone here. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do it, like I said, 3 times. We'll feel it. We'll ground it. I've got some more candles to light here. I forgot my illuminators. I got one for Maiden, which for me is Virgin, the goddess Hestia. I've got one for, well, it's Mother, but for me it's Queen, the goddess Hera. And one for Crone, which for me is Hecate. So in the sign of Cancer, 3 goddesses rest in their thrones, but it's not Maiden, Mother, Crone. It's Virgin, Queen, and Crone. That's how they show up for me. Archetype, archetype, archetype. I guess that's it. We're ready. Ready? Please take a nice deep breath. And I'm going to hold this one right to my heart. I'm going to say it all the way through 3 times. 3rd time's the charm. In this time and in this place, I now draw down sacred space. Hear my spell, great mother of all. Your child am I. Heed my call. Let the grace of hope find in me home, to shine its light where'er I roam. the grace of hope, a silver thread, to guide me where you'd have me led. A better life, a better world, your loving plan revealed, unfurled. Freedom, justice, love and worth, a blessed paradise, planet Earth, a home of hope, now make of me as I will, so would it be. Breathe. Second time. In this time and in this place, I now do draw down sacred space. Hear my spell, great mother of all. Your child am I. Heed my call. Let the grace of hope in me find home, to shine its light where'er I roam. The grace of hope, a silver thread, to guide me where you'd have me led. A better life, a better world, your loving plan revealed, unfurled. Freedom, justice, love and worth, a blessed paradise, planet Earth, a home of hope now make of me as I will, so would it be. Breathe. Third time's a charm. In this time and in this place, I now draw down sacred space. Hear my spell, great mother of all. Your child am I, heed my call. Let the grace of hope in me find home, to shine its light where'er I roam. The grace of hope, a silver thread, to guide me where you'd have me led. A better life, a better world, your loving plan revealed, unfurled. Freedom, justice, love and worth, a blessed paradise, planet Earth, a home of hope now make of me as I will, so mote it be. And for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it, so let it be done. So mote it be. So it is. Take a minute. Just bask in that. Just feel whatever you're feeling, knowing that you have asked, knowing that you must be answered. grace of hope is closer to us than our own breath. It is the gift of grace within all life. The mother herself bestows upon her children, which is all life. That's going to cross every boundary, that all life thing. Oh, blessed be. So, now it is customary for me to, as I like to say, wrap this puppy up, so to speak. Okay. Hey. Hey. There we go. Yeah, wrap it up. Wrap it up. Because we started with a little prayer thing to kind of elevate, and now we're going to ground it a little bit. So, one more time, if you will. I don't need a buck for this. I do this every day. We're just going to ground and center this a little bit, release you back into the world, somewhat closer, maybe a little bit closer to the third and fourth dimensions, to tool it around up here in the fifth, sixth, and above. But, you know, that doesn't mean we can't use the accoutrement. Oh, I just love this stuff. You brought the, what's myrrh? It's a balm. My mother took me to see The Life of Brian when it came out in the movie theaters originally. I can't say your mother. Don't blame me. Don't blame her either. Only unhappy people blame. Béni soit. And who ain't unhappy from time to time, right? But maybe the grace of hope that we are now the home of, right? Hope this out. So, once again, just take a moment. If you like, you can close your eyes, right? Tune in. Scan the body again. Don't have to be as thorough as we were before, but just to be aware of the physical body, right? Nice little check-in, and again, just breathe. And just be with the breath. The element of air breath is in through the nose, out through the mouth, because it does sound like the ebb and flow of the tide. Ebb, flow, and you just keep breathing as I offer this prayer. My thanks to our collective pantheons of the divine, our guides, masters, teachers, gods, goddesses, saints, angels, totems, healers, ancestors, and higher selves, all the way back to the divine singularity of the mother of all. Thank you so much for this time spent together, the work done, and for keeping our energy fields protected and contained in this force field of light, that all information and energy that exchanged between us did so clearly, cleanly, and for the well-being of all. And as ever, thank you so much for using me, for helping me fulfill my sacred contract as a teacher, as a healer, as an artist, as a mystic, as a witch, as a hero, as all of that, and a side of mystical fries. I am so honored and so blessed to do this work, and may it be a blessing upon all who see it. And thank you for making this the best thing that I have ever done, but not the best thing that I will ever do. To be the messenger, the channel of guidance, grace, love, wisdom, and power you sent me in to be, that I get better at it every time. Thank you. And may all in the hearing of my voice, the watching of this video, and all who see this video, and all who hear, who have heard this prayer and have said it, this spell cast, may we all be blessed with the mother grace of hope. That we alone do nothing, but that with the divine and together all things are possible. And that there is indeed a plan. The universe always has a plan. The mother always has a plan better than anything we can conceive or imagine, no matter how anything appears to be. So may we be blessed. And may the paradise planet Earth forever reign for the well-being of all, and with harm to none. As we will it. So let it be done. So let it be. You gotta leave. We end with the theme music, don't we? Boogie down. Do 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 do. Hope you liked it. Feels good. I feel better. And this is certainly something you could do a little bit every day. It's a simple spell. I am trying to commit it to memory. Just because it came through me doesn't mean I memorized it. But that's okay. I got a touchstone. I just go, grace of prayer now. Serenity now. Hope now. So thank you so much for watching, and if you are watching this later on YouTube and you have not subscribed yet, go ahead, do it, because I'm fun. Hit the notification bell, you never know when I'm going to put something out. But if you want to come for the deeper stuff, if you want, obviously, access to stuff that no one else ever sees, the real exclusive stuff, as well as the stuff that eventually everyone else will see, come Patreon. On Patreon, it's my outlet. It's my way of sharing what I'm experiencing and putting out into the world as an authentic mystical artist. And I'm so very blessed to all of my humans, heroes, angels, witches, immortals, gods, and goddesses. Thank you so much for your subscription. And to my friends on Facebook and the Mark Angelo Lyons Mal for Short Facebook group, as well as all of my friends on the YouTube channel at all. Thank you. I love you. May you be blessed with the Mother Grace of Hope every day for the rest of all of your lives. I love you. Hang in there. Hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.